So for today, we are going to talk about something interesting. We are going to discuss topics one by one for better understanding about our main point, which is the impact of COVID-19 on education. So what I've mentioned earlier, we have the most dangerous virus that caused global pandemic, especially here in the Philippines. According to World Health Organization's, Philippines ranked as second highest number of new cases of COVID-19 with over 116,000 in Southeast Asia. And since the very beginning of the pandemic, nearly 1 million are being infected or affected of COVID-19, and 17,000 people have lost their lives. Our main point is how COVID-19, or commonly called coronavirus, has affected educational systems worldwide, leading to the near total closure of schools, especially here in the Philippines. When the pandemic hit the Philippines last 2019, the program rolled out a distance learning program where students are allowed to attend classes either online using technological tools or printed self-study modules, which is more difficult for them to penetrate the lessons well. Imagine having 1 million students being affected to what we call the educational crisis, where they tend to suffer from breakdowns and stress due to some reason that they cannot focus on class because of poor connection, and other reason is the lack of technological tools. We Filipinos need internet connectivity more than ever. It became one of our necessities for most professionals are using internet to continue their work, and students to attend their classes using different social platforms like social media and other online platforms that would help them to continue studying, specifically on attending their virtual classes. There are a lot of areas affected by COVID-19, but we will going to focus on its effects on education because youth are considered as the hope of our nation. Our national hero once said, "Youth is the hope of our nation." But how? How can we make them as our hope if they lack academic skills? How can we make them as our light if they are in the dark? How can youth be the hope of our nation if their biggest problem is education? As of today, many children are no longer attending schools because, number one, it is being conducted through online using different technological tools. And for number two, instead of studying, many children are being forced to find a job in order to meet the needs of their family due to poverty. Lastly, number three, the increased percentage of having teenagers being pregnant, having premarital sex. Without face-to-face classes, children are being exposed or at high risk of having their own family because they have no choice. The only thing that in their mind is that to survive this pandemic, to work hard, not thinking about school. We should provide youth a second chance to complete their education, to finish their studies amidst COVID-19 by offering flexible learning, individual support. Lastly is the financial support, which is the most important because we are currently in the pandemic and then we are adjusting into the new normal. We are adjusting in a situation where in fact we are not used to it. We are adjusting at any cost to fit in, to survive this pandemic. I am encouraging everyone to support fully the students, children as our hope of the nation. Because it is the right of every children to be educated. We should give the poor children education, enable for them not to get lost and be guided in the right path. I tell you, it is not too late to change the future of these children. We are all in this together. Our future also relies on the hands of the children. If we take valid actions about COVID-19 by simply following protocols, we can surpass this together. Because in the end, we only have ourselves. We help each other, then we can live a better world. We can heal the world and make it into a better place to live in. We should not give up on them and let them live a better life in the future. That would be all. Thank you. I am Maria Teresa H. Brillantes, an ambassadress from Philippines. Thank you and God bless you all.